Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. Only link left. Chapter 11, Dragonfly. 2 days after Paul turns 13, her mom woke her in the middle of the night, gently shaking her nearest shoulder. The Tiwi luckily opened her eyes and sat up, pushing the seat and cuffing her down a bit before striking her back in an arch. Mom? The young girl yawned, reaching over towards the nightstand and twisting the tiny socket knob on the lamp. The bulb brightened, dimming lighting the room. The shadow outline of her mom disappeared behind the light and was replaced with clear visibility of the woman's face. She was seated on the edge of the bed, torso and upper body twisted and angled inward. Something bad happened, honey. The adult's features seemed to droop with a sour look of concern. Huh? Where's Dad? Paul pushed up a lower hider, kicking the covers off completely. She rubbed her eyes with her knuckles, then blinked several times. What's wrong? Fear and panic began welling up as her chest tightened. He's already at the hospital with his mom. Listen, honey. Mama had a heart attack. I know this is unfair, but I need you to make a grown-up decision. I have to be there for your father. Do you want to come with me or stay here? She reached over and stripped Paul's messing hair from her face, shaking the short strands behind her ears. Will Mama be okay? We always saw it straight with you. We don't believe in sugarcoating or holding things back. This looks bad, honey. Just in case he doesn't make it, you made me want to try and see her one last time. Her mother's voice cracked. But it will be absolutely fine if you don't want to. You can stay here with the doors locked and security alarm set. We'll be home as soon as we can. No, I need to be there for Dad. He wants me with him. I can handle it. Her lip quivered as she sniffled back the feathering deluge. You're so strong, Paul. The woman leaned in and kissed her daughter in the corner of her forehead. Put something else on. Layaway clothes would do. We leave in 10 minutes. Oh, and don't worry about track packers. I know you dedicated your summer to increasing your personal record, but you can sip this once. It'd be fine. I promise. With that, the poetic woman stood and left the room. Paul hopped up and made her way to the bathroom to splash water on her face. The cold sensation serves its purpose in sending its cascading wave of energy through the girl's body, increasing her wakefulness. She stared into the mirror for a moment, looking at the worried face that glared back. Her short, chopped brown hair looked like it had been swept on, with a messy tangle at the very top of her head. She ran fingers through it several times, attempting to fuse it out and get it to a possessible place. The girl's mind was reeling. She didn't know what to expect at the hospital. She only knew she had to be a supportive of a dad, and she had to be supportive of her dad and see her grandmother. Paul left the room and found herself in front of the dresser on the far side of the bedroom. She opened a couple of drawers, locating a pair of gym shorts and a long sleeve tee with a sports logo in the center. Ceasing from her pajamas, the brunette dressed herself for the trip. During the 15-minute ride from their house to the hospital, not much was said. The radio was kept low in the background on some adult alternative station her mom always seemed to listen to. In the dark of night, Paul only saw a few cars on the road with them. She stayed up after midnight before, but couldn't remember ever leaving the house at that time. After lights from street light lamps, buildings and houses near the highway slipped past in yellow and orange streaks as the vehicle passed. Finally, they arrived at the hospital and got out of the car. Paul followed closely behind her mom as they approached the entrance. The girl had been pulling away from her parents a bit as of late, being a big teenager now, as he called it. She was discovering a sense of self-realization and freedom, but when she walked into the bright white building at that moment, she got hold of her mother's hand and held it like she was a 3-year-old again, crossing the street for the first time. The woman spoke with someone behind a desk, just on the other side of the automatic glass doors. The young brunette heard words and phrases such as ICU, not much time left, and hospice, but was unsure what they all meant. As soon as the room number was provided, the pair zigzagged through the building, making their way to a specific elevator with a sign on the exit wall reading North Tower. Luckily, the elevator was sitting on the floor, as if waiting for the arrival. To Paul, it felt like they were navigating through the laboratory placed hallways and chambers, heading to some faraway and unknown land of despair. She'd never been inside a hospital before. It smelled similar to the nurse's office at her school, like a big Band-Aid. Everything was so white and clean. After pressing a button on the side panel, the door shut. Pull. The door began as the elevator began ascending, turning and biting her knees to stride in front of her daughter. We'd only be able to see Mawa for a few minutes. She placed hands on both of the girl's shoulders, looking her directly in the eyes. I want you to be ready. She'll be hooked up to machines when we get in there, and we won't be able to talk to her. Be brave, honey. The weight of her words crashed in on the pole as she began to feel a straining sensation behind her eyelids. She cut her eyes to the side to avoid releasing the hurricane of emotion that were clogging inside her, desperate to get out. It's outside of normal visiting hours for the ICU, so we have to be quick. Paul nodded at about the same time the shiny silver elevator doors parted in the center where Dane. Her mother stood and clutched her hand, leading the girl around the corner to an open waiting area where a few of people scattered around the room. Between every few seats, small dark wood tables hold lamps and devices on top. One man was snoring in the center, with a coat spread across his legs and his head propped between the wall and the chair's headrest. As they continued to walk through the room, A door is thrown over to reveal the familiar face of Paul's father. The girl's heart warmed to finally see him, but the pleasant feeling quickly faded as he noticed the somber expression on his face. She seen the man's reaction and felt ways to see his experiences. But something about this look shattered her heart like grass falling hard on a stony floor. The tears started to form again, but she swallowed hard and fought them back once more. At the pulse in the center of the room, Paul's father wrapped his arm around his family. It didn't last long, as he pulled away and turned towards the door he had appeared from. "This way," he said, voice short and scratchy. Paul heard him speak with that tone before, but it was usually after yelling from the stands during one of her track meets. She could always hear him over the crowd while she ran, and it created a burst of energy within her to push harder. This time, however, his voice sounded deflated and defeated, heightening her in uncertainty. The trio wound through the corridors, leading to a room where the man stopped and turned back to face his family. "Paul, I'm sorry you have to see this. Guess there was bound to be a point when you experienced this. Seeing someone you love at the end of their life." The words echoed through her head. Someone you love at the end of their life. Someone you love. End of their life. End of their life. End of their life. She couldn't resist any longer. A tsunami of tears were released, and she buried her face into the words of her father's torso. Even at that moment, she didn't want to disappoint her dad. She attempted to mumble her sobs as best as she could. Cradling them in the man's wrinkled, padded, buttoned-down shirt. Her mouth closed in behind her and tenderly rubbed Paul's back while smoothing her hair down in a petty motion. Suddenly, a high-pitched machine tones streamed out from the room. "Shit! A flat line!" "Shit! A flat line!" the man whispered, a look of desperation replacing the strength in his eyes. A strange, pulsating energy shattered through Paul's extremities. She pushed past her parents and busted into the room. A woman in blue scrubs was standing beside the bed like currently with a clipboard and pen in her hands. She looked up and then down again, alternating between the clock and on the wall and the paperwork she was completing. Time of death, 1:24 a.m. Paul's eyes widened as she spun onto her grandmother's body, feet leaving the ground, flopping onto the granary and pressing herself against the older woman's frame. She squeezed her mouth tightly, releasing every emotion she'd been bottling up. "Young lady!" The hospital staff member reached out. "Paul!" The girl's parents ran in after her. The old woman abruptly took a deep, wheezy breath and threw her eyes open. The vitals monitor returned to a normal heartbeat. Heartbeat rate. Beep, 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 beep. Everything was still. The nurse gasped. "It's a miracle! Mother!" Paul's dad's a strain, quickly making his way to the side of her bed. He pulled his daughter down and wiped the tears from his face. "What's happening?" The patient confusedly asked, looking at the hoses and tears attached to various spots around her body. Paul's mom moved her into her chest and hugged the young teen. Several moments of the dark conversation took place, but Paul was too deep in her own thoughts to make much sense of the commotion. Seeing her mom was sent out as doctors, nurses, and hospital staffs took notes and spoke to one another as well as her dad and grandmother. The mother-daughter pair had held tightly together, sitting in the waiting room. Finally, her father appeared and sat down next to his family, on the opposite side of the team. She's going to make a full recovery. The man seemed stunned, speaking slowly with odd pauses between words. It's like she never even had a heart attack. I don't know what to make of it. I'm so happy, dear. Paul's mom smiled through tired eyes. They keep me overnight for examination, but yeah, I don't know what to say. She's alive, Dad. That's all that matters. The 15-year-old snapped. She stayed mostly silent since arriving at the hospital, but didn't know what happened back in the ICU room. She couldn't quite understand why the doctors were so puzzled. A new thought seemed to snap her father out of her gaze. He turned and focused on his daughter, still sitting on his left. Street life. Life is full of crazy mysteries. Mawa is strong and wasn't ready to go yet, I figured. It might be a little confusing, but yeah, you're right. Who cares what happened? She's still with us. I love you two so much. He stood from his waiting room seat and kneeled directly in front of the woman, stretching his arms out widely. The man reached around and hugged his family. This is a hint towards something I'm not going to say. That's why I'm whispering. Anyways, back to the story. Awareness phased in and just sat up from her sleep position on the couch. A sort of strange sense of urgency nipped at her mind, increasing the rapidity of her thoughts. She pushed the cover down and shifted her body, looking towards the kitchen. The biker noticed the microwave read 5:30. It was still a little early, but she needed to wake the sleeping girl in the other room. Getting the two of them safely away was her top priority, and she needed to do it as quickly as possible, according to the roster. As far as Dash could see, she only had two options for what had to happen. The first of all being completely transparent and revealing the secret her family hid from the world for many years. Dash had no idea how Paul would respond, but she felt the truth about her power could push the ugly away. The other option was trickier and was far from idle. She could grab Paul, travel to Rachel's realm, and somehow pretend she was unaware of what was happening. Ultimately, she knew she couldn't lie to Paul. As weird as it felt to give it much thought in her heart, she wanted to be around the girl for a long time. She didn't want to begin whatever the relationship was going to become with dishonesty, though the idea of revealing her powers terrified the Red Streak Bond. Her mom hadn't even told her grandparents nor the closest friends. Now, she was about to open up to someone she had only really been around for the past day or so. On the other hand, she'd known the brunette since they were little girls in school. She was conflicted. Dash hopped up and stretched her arms and back. Her friend was right. The couch was really comfortable, though she wasn't sure if she rested well. Being in the dream space, she didn't know if her body was properly resting during her summer. She switched on the kitchen light, used the restroom, then located her leather jacket. After she spread her arms and adjusted the collar and cuffs to fit more comfortably, she fingered the inside pocket. The item she received from Cape the day before was still securely resting inside. She had forgotten about the recording and Still wasn't quite sure why her mom needed it. But even though plans had deviated from when she agreed to obtain it, Dust still intended on evenly bringing it home. Finally, she tiptoed to Paul's bedroom door and pushed it open a few inches. "Hey, city lady!" The girl's raspy voice both startled Dust and made her smile. "Come in here!" Dust nudged the door open, causing soft door light to peek in. "Hey, Paul. I didn't know you were awake." "Yeah, I couldn't get back to sleep." The brunette's arms were behind her head, under the pillow beneath. She shifted from her back to her side, propping her face on an open palm. "Will you come lay down with me?" The girl's enticing queen-sized bed looked soft and comfortable. Dust comfortably digged down her feet. "Well, we sort of need to." "Please," Paul broke in, and an embarrassed smirk on her face. "Don't be nervous. I won't bite. I was you into that kind of thing." She slid over and patted a spot with her hand beside her. Even though the ceiling fan was cooling the room at what had to be the highest setting, Dust felt her face growing warm. Her heart was throbbing harshly in her chest. The cold air grew noticeably thick all around her. She searched for the appropriate words to say, but everything seemed a jumbled mess in her head. Despite wanting this more than anything she could recall, irrational thoughts of self-doubt swarmed at the back of her mind. "We are ready to the biting phase of our relationship?" Dust awkwardly responded. She felt guilty hearing herself speak. To her surprise, Paul just giggled. "You know what? You remind me of the Dragonfly. I don't know what to expect. You have it for a moment, then your flight pattern just seems random. Is that a good thing? Just get your ass over here, Miss Dragonfly." She repeated the patting motion, indicating a desire for closeness. Dust removed her jacket and folded it on top of the dresser. She drinkily tiptoed back over and slowly slid into the bed beside Paul. Beginning on her back, she turned her body around on her side, weighing face to face with her new favorite person. "Hey," the actress smiled. "Hi." "Now that's much better. Not bad for sight in the morning if I do say so myself." Paul reached up and touched the messy red streak in Dust's bane with the tips of her fingers. "God, I love the red. Have you ever thought of trying a different color?" "My mom's favorite is blue, but I thought about, like, an emerald green. I don't know. Green would look amazing on you. Anything would, really." An immature blaze of energy formed between the pair, and this couldn't help imagining how her first kiss might feel. She watched her moms all of her life, who were perfect for each other in every way, make the kissing and love itself look super easy. She was certain she and Paul were about to kiss before the crazy ex-boyfriend showed up and ruined the moment. But now, she was even second-guessing that experience. She wished he might have been misattributing the brunette's playful nature with something more. For several seconds, the only sounds Dust heard were thudding of her heart deep within inside her ears, and the spinning switches of the ceiling fan. She could see Paul's eyes scanning her face and landing on her lips over and over again. In her mind, she was begging the girl to make a move and lean forward, but she didn't. She kept playing with the dyed poster of Dust's hair and gazing back at her. "This is what I want, Dust." Paul finally spoke. "If I could bottle a moment and live in it for the rest of my life, I'd choose right now. All I want to do is look at you and be beside you. It's like suddenly nothing else matters. Everything outside of you and now doesn't exist anymore. She slid her hand down from Dus's hair and tenderly placed her palm on the side of her friend's face, causing a pleasurable tremor to radiate through the biker's body. Dust stared back into the girl's eyes, watching her irises marginally increase in size. It felt like she was connecting to some higher, intolerable force that existed both outside of her body and deep within. Just as she was losing herself inside of this trust-centered bond, she noticed the lights in Paul's eyes going glossier. It almost looked like they were filling with tears on the verge of being released. Is everything alright, Paul? After she asked the question, several droplets of clear liquid rolled down the girl's cheek. Just quickly reached up and gently wiped them with her thumb. Hey, talk to me. What's going on? Both snippered and then begun. For as long as I can remember, I feel I was just going through the motions. Wake up, school, track passes, sleep, eat, rinse and repeat. City guest boyfriend, superficial friends, Azalea. Then you come breaking into my life and... She paused, swallowing hard. She choked back her emotions once more. And none of that seems important anymore. Part of me hates myself for having these feelings. We sort of just met. I don't even know how you feel. You know? But there's something magical about you, Des. Even when we were in school together, I felt it. You probably don't even know. And I put up these walls for so long so I could create this tunnel vision, like focus on what I thought mattered. But now when I think about my future, all I can see is you. God, I'm sorry. This probably freaks you out. If that's were her mom's, she imagined she could find the perfect combinations of words to help Bill pull back up. But she had no idea what to say. A brilliant thoughts were colliding with one another in her mind, like rush hour on a crowded New York sidewalk. After the white walk hand lit up. Hearing pull her heart out like that filled us with confidence. Some of the things she said helped put words to her own thoughts about the girl. There was definitely some undefined connection, but she worried that this was a make or break moment for the relationship. If she couldn't figure out what to say or do, everything might be ruined forever. The bond slid closer, where her hand sat on her friend's soft cheek. After collecting her tears, she tilted her chin upwards so their eyes were in line again. If she didn't know better, Dust could almost hear a tiny pleas coming from Paul's mind, begging her to push in for a kiss. The time traveler closed her eyes and craned forward. She could feel Paul's warming breath tickling her skin as she advanced. This time, nothing was going to stop her. The magnetic pull was too much to bear. It wasn't a want, but rather a need to feel the girl's lips against hers that drew her in. The distance between them slowly shrunk until finally the lips blessed together as they sunk into a tenderly passing moment. Okay, that's the sub name I got for them. This week is Destiny and Paul name, but with the Paul part being sorry, but at the end, to set it out is Destiny last name, Tanny. Tanny! is official! Hi everyone. This is AmberAnkNA 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Because, I really did enjoy making it. But, so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!